What is everybody up to on a Tuesday evening? We'll see how this goes. I've never actually fleshed fur while going live without having someone film for me, so. PC, how we doing, buddy? Looks like your channel's doing pretty good. John, how we doing, sir? Good, PC. Ty, Myron, how's everybody doing? We'll see how this works, guys. I don't know. I probably shouldn't have even tried to attempt a live tonight while fleshing because I can't keep up. Hey, Earl, how we doing, bud? Normally I just do lives when I'm boarding fur, but actually fleshing stuff makes it a little more difficult to keep up in the chat, but trying to get some work done. It gets kind of boring out here by myself, so. PC, awesome. When's your season start? Clearlock, how we doing, buddy? Long time no see. Been definitely a rough beaver season for me, but that's alright. We'll get through it. I got a few more tricks up my sleeve yet. We'll see how they go, but no, hey, no problem, Pest Hunter. We just got going actually, so probably won't be a long live. It's gonna be tough to try to keep up with chat and actually try to flush some stuff. So it's not like when I'm taking fur off boards, I can kind of just keep an eye on the chat. But hunting and stuff, oh no, oh no, no, I've got a lot of fur to put up yet. A lot of fur to put up yet. And now that I'm flushing beaver for a buyer of mine, we're going to be working coon and beaver for a while. Off the hook, how we doing, buddy? PA, it's an embarrassing number. It's too much for the amount of fur I'm catching. But my traps have been out on the same stuff for 3 weeks now. I'm just kind of waiting, anticipating that dispersal, and it's just not done what I thought it would. You know, it's kind of, I look at it's kind of like someone that's hunting the rut. You know, you might not be a very good area, but once the rut comes, you know, it can be an amazing location. And I'm waiting for these 2-year-olds to start traveling, so I've been sitting and waiting, and it just hasn't happened. So next week, I was hoping to do it this week, but it just did not work out. Too much stuff to do. I got to work my normal schedule this week, so it did not work out. But next week, I'm really hoping I can get traps moved. I don't have hardly any new fresh locations, but I'll see what I can do. I've got more competition than I realized. Actually, I had a guy call me the other day. I don't even know how he got my number, but he's trapping under the same bridge as me and asked how I was doing. I said, well, I caught 2 there in 3 weeks. And he goes, man, that should be a 6 or 8 beaver bridge, and I haven't caught a single one there. And I'm like, man, that's interesting. But hunting and stuff, what I'll handle and get finished, coon alone, probably 2,000. Everything else 2,700. Probably in that ballpark. Yeah, PA. I thought I got there early enough, but me and another buddy of my competition that I have around here, local competition, we're good friends. You know, he's struggling just as much as I am, and you know, that's one thing we can think of as someone that maybe neither of us knew came through here in the fall and hit beaver hard. I know on some of my extended line, I've ran in some competition that, you know, that I trapped in their backyard, and they were there this fall catching 40 and 50 beaver out of the creeks, and I didn't know that came through this spring and haven't caught anything. Well, now I know why. It's frustrating, but you know, it is what it is. Waiting to start a YouTube channel, but don't know what to spend. Logan Graves, absolutely. Use your phone, buddy. Start with. Use your phone. You know, if you feel confident about it, go out and buy yourself a used GoPro. I mean, a GoPro 8 used right now, I don't know what, guys, $200. You know, I've had a $700 camera and an $800 camera, and honestly, I go to my GoPro, which I spent $300 on, because I like it the best. All right, AKW, thanks for stopping in, buddy. Tony, working fur, trying to catch beaver, just not working out well. PC, I love my TS85s. They're kind of the cat's meow in my opinion. Oh, cool, PA. Good job, bud. 4's your best day. Yeah, I had high hopes for this thing that I put out here several weeks ago, and it has not produced anywhere near like I was hoping it would. Is what it is, though. We'll figure it out. You know, my goal of 100 is probably out of the question, but you know, we're only about 5 or 6 away from my record of beaver. So the way I kind of look at it, it's a lot like that raccoon goal I set a few years ago. You know, I set a goal of 1,000. My first year was 256. You know, that's a far cry. But you know what? I learned and got better, and you know, just eventually worked my way there, and I'm hoping I can do the same with beaver. Look at that pretty thing. Just a little guy, but it's another one. Scab, how we doing? Scab, you know what's funny? You are the 3rd person to message me about that. Well, I had 3 people message me about it, asking what this guy's problem was. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, it's just Scab. Oh, there you go, Tony. I wish you luck, bud. I actually might be, if everything works out, I might be riding along with the next gen here next week. Depends on when I have time to get my line out. That'd be kind of a fun trip to do. Yeah, I get it, Tony. I get it. I've always wanted to go to South Dakota for spring rats. That just, I don't know, that sounds really fun to me. Unfortunately, non-residents can't do it. As of, I don't even know what that's been, Tony, probably 6 to 8 years ago, something like that. Brad, how we doing? All right, PC, you take care, buddy. Wow, PA, that's crazy. Yeah, I knew that, Tony. I knew you're not in the great rat country. Yeah, PA, you're right. Minnesota is that state had issues with a bunch of non-residents or something years ago, and no non-residents can trap Minnesota. Which is too bad, because you want to talk about beaver, that would be a fun spot to go. That's where a lot of your big beaver trappers are up there in Minnesota. I know several guys are just waiting for the ice to disappear. That'd be fun, Tony. Hello from Alaska. How we doing? I was just talking to one of my buddies up there earlier today. Logan, you did have to do that, buddy. Thank you, sir, for stopping by. Much appreciated, sir. We're just out here flushing a bunch of beaver. Right, Scab? I got 2 Facebook messages and a text message like, holy, what do you do to this guy off? And I'm like, my first time I saw that, all I saw was the message, and I was like, what is that? And then I had to actually get on Next Gen's page and look at it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm not worried about it. It's fine. It's cool. So, but yeah, there's a lot of people that think we have issues, Scab. It's ridiculous. But then again, by the way we talk to each other, that's probably why they think that, too. Just saw a bunch of potential rule change. Yeah, Brad, I actually did a video on that for you guys. There's an Iowa laws in there too, but Minnesota is trying to do away with all conibears, I believe, if I'm right. Correct me if I'm right on that, Brad, but I think that's what it was. Unless they're so far in a tree or fully submerged. I actually gave your state a shout out on my YouTube channel here not long ago of, you know, there's a lot of negative stuff coming your way, guys. Heck, the weather in Alaska is probably better than it is here. My buddy lives in Palmer, and a lot of times going into fall and stuff, our winters are worse. I mean, overall, their winters end up being a lot worse than ours, but going into it, it seems like we hang right there with them, going into nastiness. PA, I don't know. They're a very, very liberal state. A lot of the guys that I've talked to from there, they think it's going to go through. They really do. Even a couple fur buyers that I've talked to up there, they think it's probably going to pass because, you know, it's a liberal state. What are you going to do? I mean, I feel bad for them. That's kind of why I tried to, hey guys, start messaging people, get the word out. There's always stuff going on that in several different states almost all the time that a lot of people don't notice. You know, they're proposing in Iowa that our season's going to be longer till February 28th next year. I don't know why it's going to do any good unless you're a muskrat, otter. I mean, maybe bobcats too, but other than that, there's not a lot of good that does for us. PA. Really? They're doing that in North Carolina too? I did not hear about that, Scam. Yeah, Flintlock, you're in a liberal state too, buddy. I get it. Matt, I still have not heard. I don't think it's going to be voted on for a little bit yet, but I could be wrong. I've had my hands tied with so much stuff here, guys. Trying to get some classes lined up, beaver trapping, getting some fur in for custom work. It's just been a mess. Yeah, Johnny, and that's, I mean, I feel bad for the trappers in the liberal states because Once things start coming through, you don't have a chance. I mean, honestly, I feel bad for you, and you need to get as many numbers as you can and recruit people, but a lot of that is, you know, they're banning all this trapping and all this stuff. Look at what that's doing in California. Look at the amount of coyotes that are attacking children or attacking dogs that are being walked. It's just, people don't realize it. They have no idea. And we're not exactly helping ourselves. You know, we don't have any propaganda going the other way. Just tonight I saw, what was it we're watching on TV? It had to do with, it was more African animals, but something to do with, you know, this animal rights group is out there. We've got to protect the animals and save them before they're all gone. Yeah, I get that for your endangered animals and endangered species, but the ones that are blowing up out of control, you got to take care of. You have to. But where's the trapping commercials or the outdoor commercials showing distemper, showing what happens with overpopulation? No one's seeing any of that. And that's on us. That is 100% on us. We've got to do something about that, and we're not. Yeah, the problem is, Tony, we're only allowed 3 anyway. You know, you'll hit that limit real quick and in a hurry if you're doing really any type of trapping at all down south. I have, Scab. Yeah, that coyote was bold, came right up and grabbed the kid. It's ridiculous. Those coyotes out there are getting way, way too comfortable. Flintlock, you're not wrong, bud. 100% right. Tony, once again, yeah, spot on. Problem is, it's, you know, I think I'll hopefully don't have too many kids on here right now, but it's kind of a you know, dick measuring contest amongst the outdoorsmen. Hey, look at what I did. It's better than you, and this is better than this. It's like, guys, who cares? You know, I see that with trapping all the time. People downgrading, you know. So, like I saw just the other day, on one of the big trapping pages, kid caught his first coon. Kid caught his first coon, first raccoon. And hey, look how proud I am. I look probably 16, 17 years old. And someone had to post on there, that's nothing. I caught this in a day. And it was like 12 or 15 coon in a day. And I'm like, why? Why would you do that? That is just absolutely no point in that. This isn't that kind of a measuring contest. Get out of your own head. Go out there and support that kid. It just, don't get me on a rant, guys. That stuff just pisses me off. Really, really upsets me. Brad, you're not wrong. Yeah, Johnny boy, I get that too. Hey, Teddy, how we doing? Yeah, hunting and stuff, you're not wrong, bud. You're not wrong. It's a sad world. Very sad world. Flintlock, yeah. You're probably right. Whoop. Yeah, it's just so sad, guys. Why do we do this to each other? You know, I mean, right now trapping is the low-hanging fruit because we are kind of the minority of the outdoor world. You know, 40 years ago we weren't. There's a little better one. Hey, there's Next Gen. How we doing, buddy? Vicky, I wouldn't say it's easy. It's one of those things like riding a bike. You're going to make a lot of mistakes at first, but once you've learned how to do it, you'll love to do it. And the older you get, the realize how much more out of shape you are when you do it. Unless you're Scab, he's just a beast. Steve, how we doing, buddy? How was fishing today? This is a big one. This is one of those big boys. How many beaver trappers we got in the chat other than Next Gen? Scab, PA's caught a few, he said. Oh, speaking of that, there's Dan. How we doing? Until tomorrow, that's too bad, Steve. Alright, Joshua, you take care, buddy. Thanks for stopping in, man. So the beaver guys, how long are you anticipating the prices to stay like they are? I'm curious on what your guys' take is. Teddy caught a few? Oh, that's cool, bud. Next Gen, yeah. Forever. Oh, good, Brad. Beavers are fun. They're just fun. Hunting and stuff, you got the shearing beaver. I got you, Scab. My biggest concern is with all the beaver trappers out there right now, and if you're ever on Facebook, I mean, you see the amount of people targeting beaver right now. It is insane. I just have a bad feeling this isn't going to last this long. I don't know if it's going to fully plummet or if it's just, you know, it'll fill up to a point where it drops a little bit. I didn't know what your guys' take was on it. Dan, that's my honest opinion too. I think it's going to happen. I have no proof of that. I have no buyer telling me that necessarily. I have a couple guys I talked to, buyers that said they're nervous about it. But no one's told me straight up that, you know, prices will drop by next year. Oh, Vicky. As far as how hard they are, probably about the same. They're not difficult in my opinion. Beaver take longer just because you have, like this one here is 4 to 5 times the surface area of a decent raccoon. I mean, I get this one on the board. It's going to be the big measurement. But I wouldn't say they're necessarily hard. I got a lot of guys that say beaver, or not beaver, but coyotes are easy. I hate coyotes. Coyotes are my worst, my least favorite, other than badgers. Some badgers are pretty damn tough too. But I really find beaver fairly easy. They're just time consuming. You know, you're covering a lot of surface area. Well, I look at 2013, James, with the coon. Nobody really saw the prices going up that high on coon, and within a year it plummeted. I'll ask you guys this: did anybody see beaver being where they're at 6 months ago? I knew they're going up, but I didn't see them doing this. Did anybody else? Yeah, PA fox aren't bad at all. Yeah, James, I get it. Badgers suck. Badgers to me are just terrible. There's no real method I've found to make them easier either. You just take that sharp side pretty much down the whole back 2/3 of it and hope. And make sure you did a real good job of getting the burrs out, because otherwise you're going to rip something. Yeah, Tony, I don't see anybody that really saw that market developing like it was. And Next Gen was too little to remember it because he probably wasn't even born yet. But 2013, you know, coon spiked. I had a 29.67 average on him. But I was not near to the level that I am now when it comes to trapping, so I did not have that many. That's a big boy. Really, James? Yeah, Brad, they did. You're 11 years old. And look how far you've come now, Next Gen. Now, if you catch a 11, that's like the slowest day of your season. Screw it. I like it, Tony. Yeah. Yeah, Jen, you're probably right, bud. You're ready to throw in the towel at that point. Something's going on. If you guys haven't checked out Next Gen, go over there and sub to him. That kid's on fire. 170 plus beaver last I knew. Kid's an animal. Makes me feel like an old man. Don't you dare say it either, Next Gen. My beaver knife's starting to do a lot quicker than it was. Hey, thanks, Gab. Thanks for sharing that out, bud. Oh, cool, James. You're up to 20. That's awesome, bud. 13, 14, and 15 PA. Well done, buddy. A lot of beaver trappers in here tonight. Hunting and stuff. Hey, good coyote bait, bud. Good coyote bait. Oh, maybe I was using the wrong knife. I don't know. I got one caribou for coon and one's for beaver, so maybe I was using the wrong one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, Next Gen. Did you see Scab's comment on your Check 20 video? All right, Ruben, you take care, buddy. Thanks for stopping in, man. Yeah, I was using the wrong knife. That makes a big difference. Flintlock, we go until April 15th. So we got about another 2 weeks. Just a little over. And right now, there are guys just absolutely hammering them. I know of 3 guys today that caught 25 plus. So, pretty awesome. I've just got to move stuff. My line just, I kept waiting for that big rush of 2-year-olds to come through, and it just hasn't. You know, I picked up a few here and there, but just, it's not doing anything. So, got a few tricks up my sleeve yet, but definitely rough. Yeah, Dan, they can very easily. That's why I try not to do them. Most of my hard pushes are over the tail, or as I at least get behind the leg hole. try to anyway. But you know what anymore, honestly, with the hatter market, doesn't matter if it tears out at all. The guy I'm planning on selling to, he throws them in a bag and weighs them. He doesn't even look at them. It's all about by the pound right now. So I try to make sure to get all the fat stuff off, but I'll tell you what, I'm not trimming up the tail area, making it perfectly round. I want to leave as much fur on it as possible. Well, that's a big boy. PA, no, probably about 75. I'm guessing, maybe 100. This was their first check today that I know of too, but these guys, some of these guys are just, yeah, phenomenal beaver trappers. Yes, Cap, you probably would down there. Dane, I never did hear anything back yet, so I'm guessing it's a no. Yeah, absolutely, Arkansas. I seen you went to that, and you know, it's the truth though. You'll learn so much more by hands-on going to a convention, meeting people in your area, than you will off YouTube. You know, I'm not afraid to say it, but it's the truth. When you can talk to someone one-on-one, from a local guy or girl, and ask questions, it's phenomenal. You'll learn a lot more doing that than you will off of YouTube, in my opinion. No, PA, that was a one-day check. They set them yesterday. Brad, you're not wrong. You wouldn't be wrong. Vet, how we doing, buddy? Reef's in here too. Oh boy, it's getting wild now. What did he take the top spot on, Dan? Yeah, Dan, he's up there as far as YouTube goes for sure. I know of a couple guys that he's still quite a ways behind, trapping in Iowa, but and also I don't think that's a good one. I mean, that one's a good one. I don't think any of us will be able to compete when those Minnesota boys start taking off once they get ice out. When they start getting ice out, those Minnesota boys are going to lay down some beaver. I guarantee it. Arkansas, it's all about touching the phone, buddy. You got to keep touching it. Pale beaver. Up north, Dan? What are you talking, bud? Whew. Got another good one here. I'm not sure, Ty. I'm really not. I know those southern Minnesota boys are about to break loose. Season's about ready to, not season, but the ice is about ready to break loose for them. And then they'll be after them pretty hard. James, no, I wouldn't. Honestly, I don't have that good of a craft market for them. So yeah, I probably wouldn't. If I had a guy that especially wanted a couple, sure, but other than that, I wouldn't go out of my way for it. I am getting one tanned with the feet and tail on, so looking forward to getting that. That'll be pretty cool. Oh, yeah, Dan. Yeah, honestly, it seems for us, it doesn't matter if it's light brown, dark brown, black, silver. It doesn't really matter. Hatter market, you know, about 16, 17 bucks a pound. These beaver here are going to be, these last two, probably 2.5 pounds. You know, you're talking $50 beaver. That's pretty good money. Brad, I'll bet there are some that are. I really do. Yeah, I'm guessing it won't be until next year when things go into effect. But, yeah, I'm guessing they're probably going to change it. Hell, I never thought about him. With that rule change up there, he'd have to rename his... He'd have to either move to use 330s or change his YouTube name. But that's the thing, though. He's good enough. He's going to adapt. You know, he'll adapt to whatever he has to. And I don't expect him to be slowing down on beaver numbers. It's amazing how much it helps when I grab the right knife. Yeah, PA, it's climbing. Where's it gonna end? I don't know. But I'll tell you what, and this is kind of the thing I'm seeing with beaver. Here's the gamble. Do you wait it out? Hey, it's climbing. I'm gonna, capitalize on, is this gonna hit $20 a pound, $25 a pound? Are you gonna hold on to, say you have 50 pounds of beaver? Yeah, I'm gonna wait till it hits 25 pounds. That's, or $25 a pound. If you got 50 pounds of beaver, 1,200 bucks. Are you gonna wait on that, or are you gonna have it all crash and go back down to $8 a pound? Where are you gonna go? You never know. May 15th. Oh, so you got a while, Daryl. You got a while then. Thanks, hunting and stuff. Take care, bud. Yeah, well, that's why you're badass, man. You can get out there and chase them. Get out there and drag them back. If I do my plan, I might actually be skinning some beaver on site. Because there's a couple spots where I'm going to be, the farthest trapping I've been away from my truck in probably 10 years. I'll be 200-300 yards away from the truck, and that is not something that I do. Arkansas Trapper, I love the caribou. I've got my beaver one and my coon one. The only difference is this one's newer, so it's got a lot better edge for beaver. Coon, I can push a lot more of it. Versus on beaver, you're doing that stubborn, really meaty stuff in the middle. I like a newer knife. But what I like about this is it has that flex. So if I am pushing and I hit something, it has that, like when I'm pushing down, it kind of caves around it. I love it. You either love it or you'll hate it, one or the other. I know a lot of people that I've referred to, they either said it's the worst knife they've ever owned or it's the best knife they've ever owned. So I was a Necker guy for years, Arkansas. That's all I used for like the first 5 years. I finally switched to this, and it was a brand new learning curve because it's a new knife and new strategy. It's like hopping out of a, you know, if you drove a Malibu all your life, then you hopped into an F-250. I mean, it is a whole different ball game. But once you relearn it, man, I love this knife. 100% love it. Yeah, James, that's a long ways for me. That's crazy, Dan. I didn't even know they lost hair. But you guys got a good leather weight down there, so that's all that matters. You know, throw it in there per pound. I know, I've seen, you know, and I get it, you know, everyone has their own preferences on things. But I'm seeing a lot of guys that are really putting a lot of pins in their Beaver right now. And they're making them look really nice, and I get it, it's a pride thing. But if you're getting numbers and stuff, guys, it's a hatter's market. Throw enough pins in there that's not going to overlap on itself, and call it. You know, I talk to my guy that I deal with a lot. He says he doesn't care if it looks like a Ninja Star. As long as there's no rod on it, he don't care. Most of the time, he doesn't even look at the Beaver. When they come in a NAFA bag, he weighs the bag and sends money off, and that's it. I think you should, Arkansas. I think you'd be impressed. Yeah, next gen, it is lighter. I think I told you about that last year. Or 2 years ago, whatever it was. I can't remember. Yeah, 43 so far, Shane. I'm right at 45, so I'm right there with you. Matthew, how we doing, bud? Oh, James, that's incredible. I have not played with the Weeby Elite, Dan, but I've heard it's a good knife as well. Oh, there you go, James. Absolutely. Yeah, where you're at, you got some good markets with some sales out there that you probably are better off doing more of a novelty thing. The craft novelty markets. Yeah, Scab, I've heard a lot about that. My question is, what the people average? That was my big thing. I heard that number floating around everywhere, and it's like, I mean, that's no different than if a guy brought me, or if I was, say I went out and sold, say I sold 500 coon. I sold one coon for $200, everything else was 50 cents. Not going to do really well. It all comes down to average. I know his breakdown over there was 40, 32, 20, 10, and 3. So how many $10 and $3 beavers did that guy have, or those people have, to counteract that 40? That's my question. 28 average? Yeah. That's a good number. That is a good number. Those Southern Beaver, you know, you guys got a lot heavier leather than we do. You know, what's your guys' finished Beaver come out to? You know, we are averaging like a 1.4 to 1.6. I heard you guys are like 1.8 to 2 pounds. You know, that's a pretty heavy leathered beaver. Dan, you sold for 25 bucks a piece. That ain't bad at all, bud. Hey, Jinx, how we doing, bud? There you go, James. Absolutely. All right, next gen. I'll catch you later, buddy. Shoot me a text tomorrow. Let me know how you do, bud. Man, this thing's massive. Doesn't help that I'm just staring at my phone half the time. Yeah, James. Yeah, with your markets that you guys have out there, that's phenomenal. I would worry though. Well, for sure for you next year, James, I would probably do something like that. Hoop them and sell them. If you just bring regular beaver in there, I think it's gonna be so flooded that you guys will be back to regular fur market value, which on beaver would be pretty good still, I think. All right, Teddy. Yeah, I don't blame you, bud. 5:30 comes pretty early for me too, so problem is I still got quite a few beaver to flush out tonight. Whew, these boys are big. Yeah, James, and that's why I said make sure you do something special with it, because, you know, if your typical, you know, so say, like, I don't know what you guys had at that last sale, a couple hundred beaver, the craft did really good on them, but if also next year you have 2,000, even your craft market's going to plummet, because they won't be competing for them, because there's so many out there that they don't get this one, they'll just get the next one. So definitely something to think about. You know, like I said, hoop them, do something special with them, like you said. Make sure that you're in a small class all of your own. Boy, this one's a big boy. All right, Arkansas, you take care, buddy. No, Arkansas, I'm out here every night till at least midnight. Every night. Inside, taking care of the wife and kids from 5 to 9 till 10. Whenever the wife goes to bed, as soon as she goes to bed, boom, I'm out here basically doing a second job. So, makes for some long nights, but gotta do what you gotta do, right? All right, Vicky, you take care. Arkansas, that's my life in a nutshell. Family goes to bed, now it's time to go to work. Problem is I can't board any beaver because I'll wake them up hammering out here. Dreaming of beaver tonight. Isn't that kind of a normal thing for most people? No? Maybe just me? Okay. Got it. There's going to be a lot of beaver harvested, I think, this year. I mean, every part of me is saying don't sit on them. Move them while you can. I've heard a couple guys say that it might last a couple years. And I've also heard a lot of, you know, I'd be pretty nervous about how long this lasts. Made a set today. Beaver come up onto the bank. Oh, PA, I get it. I get it, buddy. I literally took a video of a live beaver swimming past 2 of my sets and got within 5 feet of both. And had no interest in either. Yeah, BJ, I don't blame you, buddy. I do the same. Especially with the landowner that you got. You need to tell that landowner that you moved on. Either that or I can come down there and be like, hey, I'll trap these beaver off your property for $600. No, I already got a guy trapping. No, you don't. He pulled his traps yesterday. Scab, I want to see what he'd do. I actually learned quite a bit by watching him. Tell you what, guys, this is a hog. This one will probably be pushing, yeah, this probably be pushing 3 pounds anyway. I mean, that's a blanket itself. Oh, nice, PA. Yeah, Dan, caster's done. Well, I shouldn't say done, but it's bad, you know. If you can move it for $30 a pound, I'd say you're doing really good. From everybody I've talked to. Ty, that's kind of my plan. As soon as it's over and I get everything finished, I'm moving them. I think I'm going to hold on to all my coon until next year. See what happens there. Take the gamble. I bet you would, Reef. Well, yeah. BJ, I'll tell you what, I'll say that beaver right now, fleshed, ready to tan for $150. How's that? Just because I'm that type of guy. Right, Scab? Yeah, yeah, Dan, I get it. Not all of them, James. If I can get them finished in the next 2 weeks, which it's not looking, ooh, backwards. It's not looking real promising. But if I could finish a bunch of them the next 2 weeks, yeah, I'd send them up there. Problem is, I'm going to hopefully be hitting Beaver a little harder next week. Plus, trying to get my Beaver finished to capitalize on what I'm guessing to be a kind of short-lived market. I got to move on it. Plus, most of the beaver I'm gonna get, or skunks I'm gonna get tanned anyway. The ones that aren't sold up there, but so if I don't get them sold up there, I'll just get them tanned and sell them individually. So. Well, these smaller ones are just so much easier. I haven't either, PA. He was on one the other day. I don't even know if it was mine. It might have been Earl's. Earl, did you have OtterCat on yours the other day? Might have even been on the Trappin' Bros. I don't remember. I know I seen him somewhere here within the last couple weeks. I don't know. It's all kind of one big blur. No, not to sell them, Brad. To buy them, you do. No, James, that's pretty good, bud. That's real good. That's what I thought, Reef. I thought I saw his name on here somewhat recently on somebody's. Internet Vet, you still in here, buddy? Curious to see how you been, man. I haven't been in contact with you here recently, and I need to reach out, see how you're doing. So Minnesota goes till May 15th. We're April 15th. Well, if they open up there, they'd be all right, but they've been locked up solid for a while now. Scab, I know guys that have one for like coon and such with the cones. They work pretty good. I've honestly thought about investing in one, no joke. It looks pretty slick. I haven't seen it, James, but I've seen the machine. Yeah, Flintlock, it's slow but busy enough that's preventing me from trapping like I want to. Um, you know, I pretty much I'm cut down to Mondays and Tuesdays off. Those are my 2 days of the week that I have off really right now. That can actually I can actually go out and do something. So makes it tough to get a good beaver line out. You're trying to check something after work or maybe leave a little bit early, and it's kind of a mess. Here's just a little guy. But yeah, these are probably a lot paler than yours down south. Beam's got a lot of mud on it. Just watch it on TV. I hope everything's going well for you, buddy. It's been a while since we talked, so I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, Daryl, you're one of the Minnesota guys. I think Minnesota's going to hit it hard on beaver, and that's what I worry about the most is that market flooding because of that. Not you guys necessarily, but just in general, everyone's hitting beaver. And once Minnesota opens up, I mean, I don't think a lot of people realize what those Minnesota boys can do. There's a couple guys up there that are going to catch beaver like I catch coon, so it's going to be pretty intense. Oh, nice, James. I just figured out how to put it on we got a new TV, and I figured out I could watch it the other day. That's kind of cool. I never watched YouTube on TV before, so that's kind of neat. Well, these are really dirty. Got a dirty beaver. Never mind. We're gonna. Yeah, we're just gonna leave that there. Woo! That's about took a turn. Hopefully all the kids are in bed. Reef, the general trapping community, yes, but not you. So, sorry. I think it's a whole different setup, Flintlock. Reef could probably tell you more about it. He knows more about that stuff than I do. What are you talking about, Ty? What are they hiding? Yeah, I do shorts, Flintlock. I'll do a handful of them, but I don't. I think you have to go to TikTok to put them on there. I don't know anything about that. Oh man, I love this knife. Don't even have to put weight on it. Oh, you're good, Flintlock. I'm not either. I'm terrible with technology. Terrible with technology. That's where my boy comes in. My boy and my wife. They're the computer whizzes of the family. What is Rumble, Scab? Man, I just flicked blood onto my chin. Oh, Ty, yeah. I don't think it's too big of a secret. They wouldn't have shown any videos on it at all. Nope, they just... I don't know. I won't get into it with them. I do not care for them. Everybody's got to make money in this business, and I get it, but you don't treat people like dirt either. Four-foot piece of 14. Nice. Really, Scab? Huh. I might have heard about it, but probably totally forgot all about it, so. Seems like there's a lot of things that try to get going, like YouTube, but they kind of end up failing, so I don't know. Hopefully that's not the case, but... Oh no, PA, they've been in the freezer long enough. Well, I think I get what you're talking about now. I forgot we're, yeah, a little behind. Little behind. It's probably like kind of one of those big beef flushing machines. They got those big machines that do like cow hides and stuff like that for tanneries. It's probably something like that. Jinx. Brad, I've heard a lot of people are using PVC for beams. I can't say I wouldn't try it, but I would be worried putting nicks in it that I can't just bevel back out. That'd be my biggest worry. All right, one more big boy and we're gonna call it a night. I'll tell you what, James, if the flea bitten one's all I get a chance at, then let's do it. And of course, this one's got cockaburs. Yeah, Brad, I was wondering that. Because if I nick my board, which does happen, you know, I'll use a sharp side and slide off the end or something, clean it up. Stuff like that does happen. I can take the back side of my knife and pivot it back and drag it at me, and it'll smooth out those bumps. But I don't know if you can do that on PVC or not. Boy, Scab. No, Jinx, I ain't boarding them tonight. I'll wake up the family. Everybody's sleeping a long time ago, so. Nope, I'm just gonna. I still got probably 4 more to flush over there, but we're gonna throw these. I think I did 15 tonight. We're gonna throw them in the shop fridge, which means I gotta clean out some beer out of there. Which ain't a bad thing. Dan, if it's possible though, I could do it. Trust me, I could definitely do it. No, Jinx, I was out here a little earlier. I think I got 15 total, and I've done 10. I don't know what I average. I don't even try to look. One thing I know is if you start racing yourself and trying to figure out how quick you can do something, you're gonna ruin it. You're gonna start putting holes in stuff. You're gonna cut yourself. No matter what I'm doing when it comes to fur, I try to maintain the same pace. Even if I'm in a hurry, it's just get done what you can get done. Yeah, Dan, I think my best day this year was probably 12. I mean, boarding them takes a pretty decent amount of time too. Um, Granted, I'm getting quicker at it because I'm literally putting about, I don't know, 20 nails per beaver now. Versus before, when I was trying to make them look really pretty, I was doing 50, 55. But we don't have a good beaver. It all goes to the hatter market here, so. And if they're not even going to look at them, what's it matter? I mean, I could rip a giant hole in the middle of this thing now the size of a softball, and they don't even care. So makes it a little easier on my end, just to not be too worried about it, I guess. Yeah, Jinx, it definitely takes time. Beaver is not my specialty by any means. I don't know how long we've been live now. An hour and a half? Yeah. I don't know. What have you guys seen me flush? 5 or 6 maybe? Maybe 7? I don't even know. Scab. I don't, Scab. I want to finish up and go to bed. Every night. Unfortunately, most of them, this is kind of all I have to work with. Unless it's a blue moon and a meteor shower and my birthday and Father's Day all at once. It's kind of what I have to work with. I should probably go slow with all these so I could actually make my beaver handling last all year. Jinx, I've actually got one for coon. I used it quite a bit. I've actually leaned towards getting back into it. It worked probably pretty good for beaver too, and I'm guessing a lot of your your big fur buyers, that's probably something kind of what they use, or hoops versus nails, just because it'd be a lot quicker. And honestly, for beaver, that's probably something I should get out, because I mean, you could put 20 staples in a beaver and I mean, literally less than a minute you'd have it boarded. Probably takes me 5 minutes to board one. 3 minutes, I don't know. More than it does to flesh, or not as long as it does to flesh one. Don's in here. Hey, Don, how we doing, bud? How are you doing, sir? Jinx, you need bigger nails. This is what I'm using. Of course, it doesn't even say a size on them. Oh, it does. Right there in the blue, in the green. 4D, 1.5 Yeah, 40 1.5 inch nails. That's really all you need to know on them, I guess. They work pretty good for me. I used to use trim nails, and yeah, I had a lot of issues with them bending and stuff on me. These nails, I'm not sure where they are. It's ProFit makes them, but they've got a bigger head on them, so it eliminates me from hitting my finger every single time. And Brad, that's the reason I don't use my stapler on coon anymore. Yeah, I could put up coon in a crazy hurry, but taking all those staples out took time, and I'm a lot more apt to step on a staple and put it through my shoe than a push pin. I say that as for the first time this year, I put a push pin through my foot earlier today, but normally that doesn't happen. But all of a sudden you start pulling out 40 staples that are junk and you miss the trash can or whatever, it gets bad. It gets bad in a hurry. You've just got a mountain of staples underneath your jig or whatever you're using to take coon out with. $8-penny box nails, okay. 2-inch roofing nails, they'd work too. Is it wet on the backside or what, Scab? That's interesting. Pretty good one done. Not terrible anyway. Got a little clinger here on the bottom of the tail. I'll tell you what, beaver flushings, I can get a lot more in my box than I can coon. A lot more. Yeah, we're good for another beaver, right? What's one more? Flintlock, flushed and dried, a giant beaver is going to be pushing 3 pounds. In my area, probably down there towards Scab or Dan's place, 3-pounder is going to be probably a little bit more common. Like here, the biggest I think I've seen, I think I've had one that was 3, but next size was like 2.8. Like they just don't get, they don't get that heavy here. I never weighed one with fur on, so I couldn't tell you. Or before there, I've never weighed one before it was fully dried. Got some burrs in it. Oh, that's right, Scab. You told me that. Yeah, you told me that. Yeah, you guys got some serious high humidity levels down there. Dang cockaburs are everywhere. PA, I don't think so. It'll probably be, I'm guessing it'll be 3. Hopefully it hits 3, but either way it's going on the wall, so. I'm kind of looking forward to having something tanned with the feet on and the tail on. That'll be kind of neat. Yeah, Dan, there's a lot of sand here. A lot of sand. So, Scab, what kind of time frame are you talking? This will be my last one now. I don't know, what time is it Central Time? Probably got to be pushing 11, doesn't it? Oh, 11:20. Thanks, Dad. So how long does it take you to finish stuff down there, Scab? What's the time frame? Oh, you said it. Oh, that's not too bad then. That's crazy. But it'll mold on the backside before it dries. Because we are... I don't know, my stuff doesn't fully dry for... I don't know, probably 7 days. Mostly because our humidity is starting to get up a little bit in here. Just with everything hanging and it getting closer to spring. But I don't have any worry about mold yet. That's crazy. All right, PA, take care, bud. Have a good night, man. Wow. I think I could probably knock mine down to 4 or 5 days if I did start throwing a fan on them. But I just haven't done it yet. I've got the fan in here. I wanted to build a rack along the side of one of my work shelves. Have a piece of OSB about a foot coming out with grooves every 4 inches. And I could just lay my Beaver boards in them and then have a rotating fan on the outside. That's kind of my plan, but let's just say Beaver season got here before I got a chance to execute it. So now we just got boards kind of leaning every which way. Fish tanks in your house, James. I get it. I don't have any fish tanks in here. Got plenty of freezers running still, but the tail is definitely the gristliest part on a beaver. Took me a long time to distinguish what was fat and what was hide when I first started flushing them out. Before I went in here earlier, I said I got some competition that called me up here a little bit ago. Someone I never heard of. Found my number somehow. He's been trapping under a bridge with me for 2 weeks now. He hasn't caught anything, and I only caught 2 about 3 weeks ago. And he just called me to ask if how I was doing on it. It's like, well, not very good, but he's struggling too. He doesn't think the numbers are there. He can't find the beaver either. So at least I know it's not just me in my area. There's a bunch of local guys that are just struggling. Not a bunch, but the few trappers I know around this area, they're just struggling to find the beaver. So, and then I got other buddies in different parts of the state. They're just absolutely slaughtering them. So, not a big one, but that's all right. Yeah, I can definitely flush a lot more beaver. Well, at least I think I can, filling up this flushing box than I can. Whew. Alright, there we go. That's a little better. Swimming pool in your basement. Just James, you have a swimming pool in your basement? That's awesome. That is awesome. Alright, James, take care, buddy. Have a good night, man. That's crazy. That's just crazy, Scab. I've never heard of such a thing. I need to clean up my shop more. It's pretty rough. So we flushed 8 beaver. 8 beaver in an hour and 40 minutes. 100 minutes. 12 minutes apiece. But I was also on my phone too a lot of the time, so I don't know. I don't know what I'd be at if I actually tried and had a full day at it. But still got to board them also, which won't be too hard. I am sweating. I don't know if you guys see that or not, but I'm sweating. Nice, James. You got everything. Man, Scab, that's just crazy. Your humidity level is just off the charts. We got a problem here, though. It's starting to get hot. Oh, no. I don't have I don't have very clean water here. Most of ours is kind of murky and dark. Although on my last check here, when I caught 2 or 3, the water was crystal clear. I haven't had rain in a while. The creeks are dropping, and it is clear. It is very clear right now on most places, so that's kind of cool. I don't expect it to last, but it's pretty cool. But yeah, we're gonna do some shuffling next week, move some things around. You know, we're only a handful away from my record on beaver. We're not gonna hit the goal by any means, but just a handful away from my record. So we're gonna push past that and hopefully learn, experiment with some things, try some new things out, and who knows. Overall, it's just been a terrible beaver season. Very frustrating. We have corn sweat there. Yeah, I just have obesity sweat, so. I mean, it's probably, I don't know, 55 degrees in here. Way too hot. But it's starting to get warmer out too, so I'm going to really have to start getting fur handled, bundled up, stored, get it put away before beetles start getting into it. Because we will end up having that here pretty soon if I'm not careful. So it's going to be a lot of work to do yet. Not just finishing fur, but if I'm going to keep all my coon until next year, I got to store them. So. But anyway, got a few beaver flushed, and I wasn't lonely doing it, so I appreciate y'all stopping in. But I'm going to get them thrown in the shop fridge, and hopefully I get off work early tomorrow. I got a few more traps checked I didn't get a chance to today. Get them ran. Get these beaver boarded, get the last few flushed and boarded, so we can get them drying. But I feel like I need a 40-hour day. To get all the stuff done I want, I need 40 hours in a day. Yeah, Ty, I just don't know. It's frustrating. You know, I don't know what to do. I mean, there's spots where there's beaver there too. Like, there's signs of them, but they're just not working the sets. Like, almost like they're caster shy. Like, they've been trapped before. It's almost like you're going into a spot that's already been hit, and they're educated. It's really weird. Flintlock, I got some that are 8 foot, but I prefer 10 foot. 10 foot makes me feel a lot better. Oh, Don, no way. Ideally, I want my shop about 45 degrees, no warmer than 50. I mean, you can't see it, I guess, but I actually took a shower before I came out here, which was a stupid idea. But it is what it is. Oh, scab. That's always fun. My boy had him here a couple years ago, so that's always a good time. Hope it goes well for her. Hope it goes smooth. It'll be an adjustment, but within a couple days, she'll get it figured out. So, all right, y'all. We're gonna put these furs in the fridge, and yeah, probably get headed towards bed. It's late. I'm tired. It's been a long season since last November. It's just like there's no stop. I can't wait for the time when my wife goes to bed and it's like, I can go to bed with you. I don't have work to do. My second job is done for now. But about the time that happens, I'm getting stuff prepped for next year. So it seems to be just kind of how it is. But all right, guys, appreciate the support. Y'all have a good night. Take care, and hopefully we're gonna get in some beaver here pretty soon. I got a few tricks up my sleeve yet. Nothing big, but you know, hopefully we can get another 20 beaver. So hitting at least 60 would be pretty huge for me. So take care, guys.